Hey guys, ready to get back into it. We're here, we're gonna go over cranial nerves. Now, I know this can be a little bit daunting when students are first thinking about them, like cranial nerves, wow. There's like 14,000 of them, but it just makes you wanna, kill yourself or something. But we're gonna really dive into the material here. We're gonna build up, we're gonna dominate, we're gonna take it step by step. So let's go in, we're gonna dive in right now and go on cranial nerves, okay? All right, guys, we're gonna start off with some cranial nerves here. We're gonna take it from the beginning, throw in like 1, 2, and 3, and maybe mix in some of the end ones, give you a good overview, bring everything together, okay? I'm really excited to dive into this stuff, so let's go to the whiteboard right here, or maybe even a skit. I think we're gonna do a skit. Wait, we're doing a skit? Okay, skit. All right, guys, we're back here with a little demonstration on how to evaluate cranial nerve 1. First, we're gonna start out with some objects and see if this nice young man can identify the smells.
It's probably about a 6-day ripe banana.
He's doing pretty well. I'd say that his cranial nerve 1 is doing pretty good right now. What about this other object?
Degree for men.
That's pretty good. And here's another example of how possibly you can evaluate more than one cranial nerve with a certain test. We're going to see if maybe he can get a little cranial nerve 9 and 1 at the same time.
Oh, God.
All right, guys, we're back here. We're going to evaluate the main cranial nerves of the eye, 2, 3, 4, and 6. Let's dive right in. Okay, guys, so we're going to start off by your normal pupil evaluation for cranial nerve 2. We're going to just take your everyday, run-of-the-mill pen light, just for a normal pupil evaluation. Let's go ahead and show a quick demonstration of that. All right, looks like that pupil response is perfectly normal. So now we're going to go ahead and evaluate cranial nerves 3, 4, and 6 by a normal EOM testing, okay? We're going to take your normal, run-of-the-mill, just any fixation object for near point, and let's go ahead and take a look at that, how that's going to be done today. Also, when testing with an object that has a certain amount of color, you can test cranial nerve 2 by asking that to the patient.
So, why don't you tell me what's the color of this orange?
It's orange.
All right, guys, that was a great segment. We really brought together a ton of cranial nerve stuff there. I know it can be a lot to process, but I just really want you to dive into that material. I want you to dive in, read over this material really good, and then I want you to dive into that quiz. I just want you to get in. I want you to really dominate these cranial nerves. Go ahead and take this quiz. We'll come back in a little bit, and we'll dominate the rest of the cranial nerves, okay? All right, guys, I hope that quiz went well for you. The first set of those cranial nerves, real high yield. I want you to make sure you really know those well, okay? Now, we're going to dive in, and we're going to get after some more of the cranial nerves. We're going to go ahead and hit cranial nerve 7, 8, and the rest of the non-high yield stuff. But I still want you to go over them, okay? Now, let's go ahead. We're going to go in. We're going to get this section, and we're going to rock and roll. Let's get it. All right, guys, we're back here to dive into cranial nerve 5. Aren't you excited? Okay, we're going to start off by using a couple of our UHCO students here to help us demonstrate. U-Tin's here to show us the difference between sharp and pointy objects, and Megan's going to tell if he can see the difference.
Soft to sharp.
Soft.
Soft to sharp.
Soft.
How about this one? Soft to sharp.
Sharp.
Soft to sharp right here.
And in the case that a patient cannot feel a response on one side of the face, you may have to use some little different methods.
How about this one?
Soft.
All right, guys, we're here to evaluate cranial nerve 7. We're going to start off with some different facial expressions to see if his facial muscles are working properly. Let's start off with a happy Saturday night sort of face. Okay, Now we're gonna go to a sad, lost it all in Vegas sort of face. All right, now we're gonna go Eye of the Tiger, trying to win it all back face. All right, now we're going Sunday morning rot face. And finally, pufferfish face. We're gonna bring it home with a constipation face. All right, guys, we're back here to evaluate cranial nerve 8. We're gonna show a very simple way on how to evaluate if your hearing is okay. Let's dive right in. Let's get after it. Pop! What are they saying? Pow? Or mow? All right, guys, we're gonna take it and we're gonna show the vagus nerve. So the vagus nerve, it's a mixed nerve, and it exits posterior from the cranial fossa via the jugular foramen. Don't forget that high yield jugular foramen, okay? And remember that it's sensory to the ear canal and the posterior ear of the and the middle ear and a bunch of other stuff, and it's taste to the pharynx and epiglottis. And don't forget, it has some perisympathetic and that vasovagal response. Don't forget about that. All right, pretty high yield, pretty high yield. That's good stuff right there. Don't forget the vagus nerve. I think the highest yield stuff is the jugular foramen and the vasovagal response. All right, we're gonna do a quick seg on how to evaluate cranial nerve 11. Santino, you wanna show us how to evaluate cranial nerve 11? All right. Okay, guys. Now we're gonna take it to the whiteboard. Okay, for a little whiteboard segment. Let's dive right in now. So we're gonna talk about cranial nerve 12 now. And when cranial nerve 12, you can evaluate if there's a lesion on one side or the other based on which way the tongue deviates. Now, if the tongue deviates to one side, the lesion of the 12th nerve is on that side. Now, if it deviates to the other side, then the lesion is on that side. That's it, meow.
Meow.
Wow, guys, it's man, I know you just feel like you want to go ahead and go jump off a bridge after all those cranial nerves, but man, I'm so proud of you. You really got after it. We hit all those cranial nerves, and I'm so happy. You're dominating. You're doing a great job. Just let me find my iPad here. There it is. Okay. Now, you see, we're just gonna wait. I want you to go. You're gonna go take this quiz now. Go ahead, get after it. Rock and roll. I'm proud of you. Let's go. You can do this. Go dominate.